And hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Alright, so today we only have one button and it's not customized or anything, so you can just plop it on there. So today we'll be talking about string manipulation functions. And if you can remember, a function is something that returns a value. So let's say it does a specific task and then afterwards it returns a value. For example, if you create a function called sum, then it will return the sum of two numbers. For example, 1 plus 2 or 1 comma 2, if you entered it into the parameters, then will return a 3 and you can put that inside a variable. Just do not get confused with procedures. Procedures, on the other hand, does not return a value, it only completes a task. So let's just click on a button. We're going to put everything inside of a show message just to keep things simple. So we're going to create a variable and we're going to call it, let's say, sName. And that's a string. And now here we can go sLine, or we can't just do that, can we? Alright, so then we can create another variable called sLine, or what you want to call it, a sentence, or sHello, or what you want to call it. Then you can go sLine becomes hello and just add a space there. And then once you've added that, you can just say show message, and inside of that you can go concat. And basically what concat will do is it will concatenate strings together, so you can add two or more strings into one string. So you can just go sLine and sName. We didn't set sName, let's set sName equal to netsu, and then if we run the program and if we click the button, as you can see it says hello netsu. So basically concat is exactly the same as going sLine plus sName, but here we can just go concat and we can say sLine sName. Okay, then here is another thing we've actually used a lot. This is the length function. So let's create another variable. We can call it ilen, and ilen is an integer. And let's say we want to get the length of this word right here, my name. As you can see, it is 5 characters in total, so the length would be 5. So then we can go ilen becomes the length, and you can say sName, and that will return the length of this entire string right here. So then you can go int to string, and we can say ilen. Then if we run this, click the button, as you can see it returns 5. This is very useful when you want to loop through a string, but you don't know the length of the string. Next up we have the pos function. Now let's turn this ilength into ipos. Now let's say we want to get the position of something inside a string. So let's modify this sLine and let's make it something like a code. So we can go hello netsu. Now let's say we want to split up this into 2 words. So it goes hello and then it turns into a space netsu. So then we can do is we can actually find the location of this right here by going ipos becomes the position of whatever you're searching for inside of that string and the string you're searching from. This will find the integer index of this. So in this case it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will be at index 6 right after the O. And then what we can do is we can actually display what is in the place of ipos. So we can go sName and in brackets so we can get a specific character, we can go pause. And if we run this, and if we click the button, it returns nothing. Oh, never mind, I found the problem. So we should just change this S name to S line because the comma is not in S name. So we will get an error if we try and run that. So if we run this, we click the button, as you can see it returns the semicolon. Same if we were to put an M there. So then we can say S line, and if I pause it, we can actually call for the position. So then go int to string, and then we can say pause. And then we will find the position of the N character, and since this is 6, N would be at position 7. So if we click the button, as you can see, we get 7. Alright, so here's another one we are quite familiar with, and it is copy. So let's say we want to copy, let's see, we want to copy L. Yeah, let's say we want to copy E and L out of S line. So let's change S name. Let's just remove that from S name. Then what we can do is we can go copy, and we can say copy from S line starting at position 2, because 1 is H, and then 2, and then how many we want to copy, which is 2. Because if we want to copy just 1, we'll copy just the E. If we want to copy 2, then we'll copy the EL. Alright, so then we can just display S name and we should get EL. So if we run this, we click the button, as you can see we only get EL. So you say copy, and then what you want to copy from. In this case we want to copy from S line, at which index you want to start. This is index 2, and then how many you want to copy, how many spaces you want to copy. So it is 2, so it will start right where the cursor is blinking, and if we go 1 and then 2, and then we have another one which is actually quite useful. And let's, instead of putting it inside a string, let's show you here how it will look if you don't put it inside a string, because it still return the same thing. So this is called uppercase. So as you probably know by now, uppercase turns a word uppercase. It makes all the letters inside of that word uppercase, or inside of that sentence, or inside of the string in general. So we can go S line. So then we can go hello, and we can actually add more here. So hello world. So then if we run this, we click the button, it returns hello world, but in all caps. Similarly, we can go uppercase, and we can go S line, but this time uppercase won't capitalize the entire word or entire string. It will only capitalize whatever you tell it to. So we can go uppercase, and we can say specifically index 1. Now in this case, we will only receive that H. We won't receive the entire string because it is only capitalizing the thing we're telling it. So it's only returning that thing, that one character. So if we click on the button right here, we click on it, it really returns the H. So let's put it a bit together. So let's go concat, and inside of concat, let's do that. We have uppercase, and in the first letter, and then we say, and then we want to add copy, and then we just want to maybe just clear that, copy, and then from S line, from index 2, and we just put a random number there because it's just going to copy until it finds the end. Now look at this. As you can see, now we have the entire word, but this time with a capital H. So we basically, by just using the basic functions we just learned, create a pretty complicated function. So let's break it up, because you might struggle to understand this if it's in one line. So then we can just do that, and we can do that. So what we're saying is, we say concat, and if you can remember what I told you, this just adds two strings together. So it's basically like saying str1 plus str2, and then that. So it concatenates, and it puts two strings together. So then we say, take the first character from this S line and make it a capital letter, and then it's going to return a capital H. And then we say, copy everything from H up until the end of the string, and then put them together. Now if you understand this, then we can actually do something even more interesting. We can go this line, then we can say copy from position 2 to the position of the space in S line -1 -2, and then we can concatenate one more thing. So then we can say comma, and then we can add world. So we can just go -1. Then if we run this, sorry about that, we have to move this -1 after the pause, and then we can just run this. We click the button and we get hello world, but this time with a capital W. So with everything we just learned, we created a very complicated function. So isn't that amazing? So we just said add together, concatenate a bunch of strings. Then we said the first letter of this as a capital letter, so it's a big H. So this returns big H. And then we said then copy from S line from index 2, then up until the position of this space -1, but we get the space included because it's not up until, as I'm saying right now. It's actually, this is the amount of positions it has to move forward. So it's moving 5, or it's moving 6. So it's actually, since it's moving from here, it's actually going to W. But then we say -1, so then it goes up until the space itself. And then, after it's copied that, so this copies hello and includes a space. And then this just adds everything to it, so world. That's just all. And then after the concatenation, it should say hello world. And yeah, those are some basic string manipulation functions I wanted to focus on today. Hope you all have an idea of how they work and how you should use them and stuff like that. Thank you all for watching. Next time we'll focus on string manipulation procedures instead of functions. Thank you all for watching. See you all in the next